Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Redcoin, the Nintendo podcast. I am joined here with Adam, Chris, and myself, Cameron. Aaron, unfortunately, is away once again. Take it away, Adam.
Hi, guys, and it is the 2nd February edition of Redcoin, the Nintendo podcast for the year.
Love is in the air.
Yes,
We have had
still in the
Valentine's
air.
Day.
Still in the air. It's Valentine's Day has come and gone.
Did you have a Valentine's Day this year, Adam?
No.
No Valentine's
I'm
Day?
perennially single.
Oh.
So shout out to all the single people out there. I know I'm the only single one on the podcast today,
What about you, Chris?
but you're not alone.
Went to see Deadpool.
Hey,
Hey everyone,
nice.
I'm back after last
Chris is
week's mishap.
Feeling a lot better now?
Yeah, feeling a lot better.
We took down that
last
Chris
corner.
spot and replaced him with the real deal now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, he did a good job. Though.
Yeah, breaking the mark at the end of the podcast there. So, Deadpool for Valentine's Day. Huh?
Yeah.
No, not too bad.
What did you guys think about it?
I
So
really-
we've all seen Deadpool.
Yeah.
We won't spoil
No
it or
spoilers.
anything like that. No, but
I really enjoyed it. I haven't enjoyed a comic book movie like that, at least not on the Marvel side of things, in a long time.
Wow.
So
I
it's
had
really
the-
refreshing. I
Yeah.
thought.
I had the opposite reaction. Like, I didn't dislike it. I thought
Yeah.
it was a good film. I thought it was a competent movie. But I just felt like I enjoyed a lot of the other Marvel movies more. Like, I wrote a lot of Ant-Man, Guardians, even Kingsman. I really enjoyed those films more and thought they had more humour that I sort of identified with.
I actually tried to see it on Valentine's Day with my lovely fiance as well, but due to a ticket mishap, which were booked for the wrong day, I didn't get to see it. So I spent my day in Sizzler instead. But
The whole day.
yeah, the whole day. It was a crazy Valentine's
You
Day.
got to make the most of that.
He had all he could eat,
eat.
everyone.
Well, see, without getting too mushy, I proposed to my girlfriend a year ago on Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
I proposed
You
the
did.
day before
You did.
Valentine's Day, so it was an especially special day
Yes.
on this Valentine's Day.
I don't think you're the last, and I don't think you were the first either. So
Yeah. Well,
Definitely
no,
following a trend.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it on Valentine's Day. That's
way
dumb.
too cliche.
No.
But at least it has some meaning to you. It's
Yeah.
I always tend to, I don't know, roll my eyes at this particular holiday.
I mean, it's not a real
You don't want
holiday.
to feed,
it's
the,
not
you don't want to
really.
feed the machine.
It's like, oh, well, why wouldn't I buy you flowers every other day? Why
Well,
wouldn't I express my
Let's
love to you every
appreciate
day?
Valentine's Day for what it's done in gaming. You've got the Valentine's Day event in World of Warcraft, for
Yes.
example.
The Valentine's Day event in Destiny this
Yeah.
year, that was a big deal,
I haven't
which
seen that
we
yet.
won't talk about, but I haven't played it.
Chris
I
is
haven't
rolling
played-
his eyes
Chris
already.
is rolling his eyes already. I assure you, I haven't played Destiny. We're talking about Nintendo games because this is the Nintendo podcast.
Yeah, reel it back.
Let's, I think, get into the lead story. Since we last recorded, some big news. We did mention on the podcast that those Smash characters, being Corrin and Bayonetta, as well as the Umbra Clock Tower stage, were incoming. We've since played with those characters,
Yeah,
and
we
we're now going
played
to...
just before, actually, which is... I spent a little bit more time not playing Smash Bros. Lately, so I hadn't got the update yet. And I'll
Yeah.
get into why that I haven't been playing that lately. But yeah, so we downloaded the characters. It was a bit of a download. The startup time on Smash Bros. Is really starting to...
Yeah, the Wii U's
Stretch
really,
out now.
really chugging along now.
yeah, it's like...
Yes, it's so funny you say that. Even I have it connected to my hard drive, and it was all off my hard drive, and I had to sort of switch my data around and not have any data on my home console because I had the basic version. Whereas I think even for you, Cam, we were sort of sitting there for quite a long time trying to
it's
get it
chugging
sorted,
now.
and it was chugging.
But we have played them now. So Corrin and Bayonetta. We got Corrin the 19th or 20th.
No, it's only the 6th character. And I think the 6th and the best, I'm ready to say it right now, I think Corrin is the best Fire Emblem character. And if you remove all the other Fire Emblem characters and just have Corrin, I think it would be a great representative for the franchise.
I think that, like, as individual characters for Fire Emblem, they all kind of got their own purpose.
Yes.
But when you look at it as a whole, and you've got 6 of them there, you go, oh, really?
They're pretty
Like,
similar.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think... I mean, like, Martha and Lucina, I think, are the ones, and Roy, subsequently, I think are the 3 that draw the most from... but you look at Robin, and you look at Corrin, and you look at... Ike, yes.
Well, I mean, Ike is a mainstay in the series anyway, so
Yeah.
I think I still think
I used to main
Ike is,
Ike in
yeah,
Brawl.
and I play him quite frequently now.
Yeah.
And well, let's look at so you got Ike, Lucina, and
Marth.
and Marth. They're the melee ones. They're heavily
And Roy.
and Roy. Sorry, they heavily focus on sword attacks.
Yes.
Robin obviously is quite ranged with the spells and all that.
Yeah.
And now you have Corrin, who's sort of in between that. So from playing it, it's got that joust attack, which is definitely close up hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
But then it's also got a charging.
It reminded me of
charging
Meta
aura.
Knight as well in terms of
Yeah.
like how fast he is. I
I
think
agree with that.
Corrin's quite a heavy character, but he's also quite fast, and that draws some same similarities to Meta Knight.
Yeah.
What I enjoy about Corrin is his counter is quite devastating.
Yeah, it was
We've
interesting.
seen
Pretty unfair.
some people are going to say it's unfair. I think it's quite fair in terms of it's sort of a drag and attack when it counters, which is something that I've never seen as well. We kind of joke at the end of every match, Corrin kind of transforms into a stag-like
Xerneas.
figure that looks exactly like Xerneas the Pokemon.
Patronus is a Xerneas.
So,
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah,
Oh, it must be a Fire
it's from
Emblem
the Fire
version.
Emblem thing.
Yeah.
It has like a dragon form, and so what I've
you know
had
what?
explained-
I honestly think I'm getting to the point with playing with Corrin that I'm ready to use him as one of my main characters,
Cool.
and
Sure.
also subsequently even give him a go in his own game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe the marketing's worked on me.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
Like-
well, I have heard really good things about Fire Emblem Fates.
Yeah.
As in it might be, the IGN guys were saying that it might even be the top 5 3DS games. Like, in the
Interesting.
top
Wow.
5. So, and that's up against some really good company as well. So,
And I know Intelligent System always do a good job. And again, I was talking on the podcast last time, Chris, you weren't here, but about how I delved back into Advance Wars Days of Ruin on,
Yeah.
sorry, Dual Strike. Always
Dual
forget that.
Strike.
On DS. But yeah, I think Corrin's a great character. What do we got? What do we think about Bayonetta? What's your kind of impression on Bayonetta, Chris? I think we'll start with you, having been a big fan of the Bayonetta games, and
Yeah, well, I'm not a massive fan, but I have played them.
you played
I
them,
played
as
them
opposed
too.
to
Yeah, played
played
them.
them more
Cam
than
and
me.
I.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, not much then.
Yes.
But yeah, so like I was one of those people that said like she'd be cool in the game, but I don't know if she fits. But she totally fits now. They did a really good job in making her fit.
Yes.
And she's really really powerful. Really cool to see another like strong female character in the game.
I like what they've done with the design as well. They haven't gone the very sultry.
Well, they
route
can't.
and-
It's still just
exactly.
No, they
So
have-
I think they've done a good job
Yeah.
at transferring across her sex appeal from the main games, but doing it in a way that is
Not sexualized.
not-
yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
still an attractive figure.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's not. Hey, look, I'm semi-nude right now. It's
Yeah,
I
because
think
the
they've done a
games
really
are
good-
pretty risque.
gratuitous with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
a lot of fan service.
Yes.
And so, I mean, in terms of some of the moves, what do you think's really original? I know that Bayonetta has this sort of time slowing ability
which
that can
time?
slow
Yeah,
other characters.
That's it's sort of a counter, but
Yeah.
instead of countering reversing attack, it slows them down. You can get in for a quick smash.
That's straight from the game. So they
Yeah.
use a lot of the as they do with all the characters. Sakurai is such a good, like he takes the character and from their own universe and puts it in Smash somehow, and it works. You know, so
yeah.
a lot of her abilities.
I noticed she's quite slow, and that's coming from a Ganondorf player. Her
Yes.
side smashes like are teleported God Fist from the series. I don't know what they call them in there, but basically it's like a big monstrous hand appearing out of
Yeah,
the
the
corner.
hand attacks
And
downwards and,
it's
it also
very-
attacks forwards. So-
and upwards as well.
Yeah.
But it's very slow, and when you're attacking someone, from the side at least, if they're too close to you, it goes over them.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting, very slow character. I think that's going to be one of those ones where you have to really get used to its timing. Similar to what I did with Ganondorf, I guess. Like, once you know how slow an attack is, you can always work that and start predicting attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
But really interesting. We play, like we mentioned all the time, we play a little bit more seriously in Smash, so we usually play 3-stop no items, so we don't get to see final smashes very often.
Yes.
Have you played them with final smashes?
I
yeah,
have-
I completely forgot about that.
I have unsuccessfully gotten the final smashes off at every point. But I think Bayonetta's is one that slows time down.
I think it summons
it's
like
very-
Gamora or something as well, one of the big monsters from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I can't confirm because I haven't seen it myself, but from some outside sources of friends I have who are big Smash Bros fans, they told me that it summons Gamora, which is one of the main things from the game. That's for Bayonetta. So
I think, and I think the one for Corrin as well, I've heard suits Corrin as well.
some
So
kind
again,
of dragon transformation as well.
Yeah, I imagine, again, the Xerneas.
The Xerneas,
transformation.
Harry Potter stag, whatever you want to call it.
Yes. But I do think, and what do we think of the stage? Let's talk about Umbra Clock Tower as a stage and how it sort of fits in the pantheon.
I didn't realise that it had platforms. I thought it was just the square looking stage.
Yes.
So now that we've played it, I realise it's got platforms. platforms, it's a little better than I thought it was going to be.
It's another simple. I mean, it's a glorified Battlefield basically. There's no.
I think
there's
it's
no
more.
interaction.
It's got more nuance than that, though.
Well, I mean the platforms rise and you can be taken off the screen, sort of like on Pokemon Stadium. Kalos, the new one.
Kalos Pokemon. Yes.
So it's a little more advanced, but it is just a flat battlefield. There's no, there's no bridge that explodes. There's no superstar that explodes and you have to get into it. So it's a straightforward level. Nice design. It's simple, but that's what makes it look good.
Yeah.
So I actually liked it a lot. I mean, you, Chris, have voted for simple levels a lot in the past.
Yeah, so I do like the simple levels. Yeah. So it's like the final DLC for Smash Bros.
So this is Smash Bros. Completely.
I think it's a great bookend for that. And also, can I just talk about, in terms of pricing, what I thought that was really good that they've done, which I think is really good for people that haven't sort of delved into any of these fighters, is they've released a fighter bundle, which has every released fighter in the game.
It's about $44.
Yeah, $44.95.
Yeah.
So that's the Australian price.
And that's just characters, or is that characters and their...
that is characters and their stages.
Okay. Good deal.
And it's a good deal.
For the one console.
Yeah. For the one console.
So, Chris, you're saying that you weren't going to get Bayonetta and Corrin, you're going to hold out in hopes of NX having the final version of it?
Do you guys want to talk about that now, or do you talk
about let's talk about that, because we did mention it. I am fairly confident that they are going to release like a complete edition, like we've seen many fighting games do.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter on NX, and 100%. Have it available for launch. But what do you think?
So I agree on that as well.
Yes.
So that's why, as Cam mentioned, I haven't bought these characters yet. Okay. Also, I don't have internet still at my house, which is a long-going.
It's going to be an interesting
story.
Chris's non-internet saga.
No,
it's going to be.
That's what you get for trying to further your life and become an adult.
Yeah, that's really my house. Yeah.
Do you have the broadband network at your house? Are you able to get the faster internet, the national broadband network? Oh no. That's
so what's the problem? You don't have any current...
I'm not going to get too deep into it. Basically, the infrastructure in Perth isn't in place to cope with the growing population of expanding areas. Yeah. Blocks getting subdivided, more people living in the same space. So that's what's basically happened. But anyway, Smash. I think that, they'll do a complete edition and they'll pick that up. Who knows what...
do we think it'll be full price? I think so too.
I think it'll be full price.
$80 more.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see
it.
And it's like the reason we can play Smash all together. We don't have to drag the Wii U out and connect it up, and it's still a way for that game to live on for however many years.
I would like to see that be a release title. I think it's got a good chance of doing so. Yeah. And once we find out all the information about NX, if there is going to be the handheld part of the console
this year, and then the console next year.
So it's still going to be available.
Can I just say it's a stupid idea though?
Why do you think it's a stupid idea?
I just think that people aren't after the new handheld. Like that, people aren't interested in that too much. Like, yes, the 3DS is about to.
But it's a big seller. The 3DS is a big seller.
Yeah, but the people that actually care, and the people that are going to bring Nintendo back up, aren't the people that necessarily care about.
I would say that the hype around NX is it being a home console more than a handheld. Yes. So
but it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we think.
No, but it's. I feel like we can. I mean, I don't want to put words in Nintendo's mouth. It's not VR.
No, but it could be some sort of streaming service or something. It's a platform, So we don't know what
we just don't know.
We just don't know.
Guys, I think we are just itching for June
I'm
to come
so
along.
excited though. Can I just say that it's going to be such a fun time. This speculation is always.
But
so
it can
fun.
all go wrong. But it really. You could be so excited right now, and they could announce.
But that's
something
half the
and
fun.
Be like, yes,
I think at the very least it will be better than last year's.
E3. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think it's hard.
Goes without saying.
I think it's hard to hit the dizzying lows of the Wii music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
I
think if they will do such a good job if they manage to go lower than last year.
Nintendo, if they announce this year that they weren't coming to E3, still better than last year's E3.
I think they're not coming. Well, they've said that the cost of putting up those E3 presentations is just too much in the theaters, and so all they do now is do those directs, and they've had it work for them the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, I mean. Do you have anything else you want to add on Smash and its future? And I mean, we can bookend it and say that I think Smash has been one of the most lasting experiences I've had with the Wii U.
Absolutely.
I regularly play it with friends on a weekly basis.
We've still played it more hours than any other game. I mean, Mario Kart is coming close to it, and then Mario Maker on top of that. they're the three big ones, I think.
Yeah.
Splatoon's fallen off now. I would have included Splatoon back in that list a long time ago,
Yeah.
but it just hasn't had the staying power that those three have.
Yeah.
The one thing that I will say to sort of close on this is that if you look at the 50, how many fighters we've got now, just the character select screen, if you took a screenshot of that and showed any one of us 2 years ago,
Yeah.
you think that we're crazy.
You would have thought it was
Absolutely.
And if you showed us that 10 years ago, my
Yeah,
God,
I
our
know.
minds would have been blown.
Doesn't it just look like you type in Google and it's just those fan-made
Yeah.
character selection screens? It looks exactly like that.
It really
Yeah.
does.
And it's so amazing that it's
And then
actually
you even
real.
add me costumes into it as well, and
Ugh.
it's like...
Too much.
You,
I mean,
you can go
like,
down.
we don't
You
care
can
about
go
that.
down that list and you go Mega Man, and then you go Cloud, and you go, okay, yeah, I'm done. I'm closing
Yeah.
my tab. So
Yeah,
like,
Duck Hunt Dog.
like,
right.
oh come on, yeah,
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
let's
ridiculous.
take a step away from the almighty Super Smash Bros. For a second there. Super Smash Brothers. What else is going on in the
Well,
Nintendo
you
news?
mentioned Splatoon, so let's talk about Splatoon,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep.
So we've got a big event coming to Splatoon, the Pokemon Splatfest. So
Yep.
they've now come out and said there's for those who don't know, again, we'll remind them, Splatfest is a choice between two separate
It's been
teams.
eating, sleeping, messy room, clean room, stuff like that.
rock, pop.
It's just like a very yes on or not
It's
yes or no. It's like
it reminds me of the Everybody Votes channel, which
Yes.
I
Yeah.
used to give on Wii a big go at. It was
yeah,
good fun.
I absolutely
I really
believe you.
enjoyed
Adam.
that. I really did enjoy the Everybody Votes channel. I probably was the only one.
I just want to say, this is continuing great advertising and great promotion for the 20th anniversary. They're getting very on board with all this integration stuff.
Mhm.
I'm looking really forward to it. We've got something on Mario Maker as well, which we'll talk about after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's appearing everywhere all of a sudden.
So it's Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue. So it's a binary choice. No yellow included in that, or no green for Japanese, but it might be just green in Japan.
Yeah, it is.
Let's just go around the table and say right now what would we vote for? What team are we? Because I think that'd be fun. So, Cam,
I, being a water ice trainer my whole life,
Yes.
I've always backed the water Pokemon, and Blastoise is in my top 3 favorite Pokemon. He was my top favorite Pokemon for a very long time.
but what about the other Pokemon that are available in blue?
Look, I'm looking at this from a mascot point of view.
Yeah, it absolutely is a mascot thing. Yeah.
So therefore,
You don't think it's other Pokemon
No, it's a
available in
mascot
blue?
version. Yeah.
Blastoise versus Charizard, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
I believe Charizard will get more votes because Charizard is more of a fan favorite.
Wait,
with the card
And the
being
mainstream
so
as
popular
well,
and
yeah.
Ash having one. If Ash had a Blastoise, I'm sure Blastoise would be a lot more popular. If we are looking at it from a game point of view, Blue
Still
was the
Blue.
one.
Yeah, it
yeah,
is
Blue was the one I got. Blue was the one that, in my experience, most people had.
Yeah.
And then every now and then you'd have a friend who had red version, and it'd be weird. But you need someone to get your Vulpix from. So.
It was just worked out having a young brother. Great, he get red, I get blue.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, I had yellow anyway. Eventually,
So, yeah.
it kind
But
of
so you're
took care
team
of
blue.
that.
I've just said I'm team blue, obviously.
I'm Team Red. Yeah.
You're team red.
Yeah.
Just because what's the reason for that?
Just because I started with Charmander back
Yeah.
in the day, and that's just how it unfolded.
Yeah.
Well, what we'll say with that about Blue though, I think it just was the better game in the end because you got the cheaper coin.
Yeah.
At the exchange.
Yeah, well,
counter.
you got,
get Abra or something.
you
Or
had
Porygon. That was right.
Porygon. You had Kadabra. Oh, sorry, no, got me saying this. You had Caterpie.
Yeah.
Instead of Weedle, and Butterfree was stronger than Beedrill was.
Yeah, look at these exclusives. I just want to remind people. So we got Sandshrew Sandslash for blue, a Vulpix Ninetales, Meowth Persian, Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Victory Bell, Magmar, and Pinsir. And then,
So I can't imagine a game where Bellsprout is not a
Yeah.
default Pokemon. That's very
but
weird.
there you go.
But, so what's
But
the
this
other
is-
one?
and in red it was Ekans Arbok, Oddish Gloom Vileplume,
Okay.
Mankey Primeape, Growlithe Arcanine, and Scyther Electabuzz. So
I
I
feel
think
like Red got the better end of the.
Blue got the better end of
Really?
the deal. Like I feel like Magmar, Persian, Ninetales, they're all really
Well, let me
solid
just say,
Pokemon from
Persian,
back in the day.
in terms of competitive play, Persian was one of the strongest abusers of the critical hit ratio.
critical hit, yeah.
If you use Slash, it boosted your critical hit chance to, I think it was 98%.
Hmm.
So, competitively speaking, you're better off getting Blue.
It's so interesting seeing how version exclusives have changed from back then to back now. It's like now it's more based on legendaries being version exclusive, and there's really sort of more of a focus on more powerful Pokemon being version exclusive. Whereas back in the day, it seemed like there was a real focus on trading in order to catch them all, and trading these common type of Pokemon that we now take for granted, like Arbok's in every game. It seems like Sandslash.
Bellsprout is a Trashmon now.
No, Zubat is, but Zubat's still a Trashmon. But yeah, it's interesting to note. So
here's my prediction for it: Charizard Team Red will have most votes.
Yep.
It's from this Saturday, guys, to this Sunday as well. By the way, so
I'll try and get on there. Yet. I haven't started Splatoon up since when did they bring in the bucket? I haven't done it since the update.
I think
it's been that long.
Yeah, I think I should. I'm going to bring it back up, and I'm going to compete in Splatfest. I think it's going to be good fun.
Ask me if I'm going to compete.
Are you going to compete, Chris?
Well, no.
Oh, why not?
Don't have internet.
Well, you should come round and try it on one of our consoles. Okay. I think. Further to this news, guys. So we have the Splatfest. Japan also has some cool stuff related to this. So we now have.
So for sale, they've got stuff for sale.
They have stuff for sale, and which is very exciting for me for once because I have a relative of mine going to Japan when these shirts go on sale.
So I think we're going to have to be giving them some extra money there.
So hopefully we can all be having these shirts.
If you would like a shirt, please send your order to www.redcoin.com.
No, if they want shirts, they're going to have to buy them on eBay like everyone else. But no,
from our eBay channel.
So speaking of Splatoon and Pokemon, this is something they've never done before. It's a Splatoon X Pokemon shirt, and they're coming to Pokemon Centers in Japan. And basically, the design is that of a Charizard and a Venusaur.
For those of you who don't know, in the Splatfest, you represent your team by wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah,
in Splatoon, you have gear sets. It's a T-shirt, a hat, and shoes that show the team on it. So they are bringing out some shirts. Now, in Japan, it's Team Red versus Team Green, as they didn't have Blue version. Blue version was the Western version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, who do you think is going to win that, Red or Green?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the...
Because Japan they're quite different in terms of their
Well, it's
popularity.
A good question, but I think ultimately, again, I prefer Venusaur over Charizard, but I would get both of these designs. It's got like it's got the shadow of Venusaur or the shadow of Charizard.
We'll try and put it up on the video either way.
Yeah, we will try and put it up, but yeah.
Can I just say, I'm not sure about the Pokemon logo at the bottom there. I'd rather it just be...
Is that final product, though?
Yeah, I think it's from the back. That's the front.
Oh, that's
the
shirt.
Front. So the front of the shirt has sort of the Splatoon kind of writing and splat, and then at the back it's the
actual Pokemon.
With Pokemon.
Okay, that's cool.
So
I'm happy with that.
I think it's a cool design.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get both if I'm able to, and I'll be able to.
I'll put an order in for the red one, please, Adam.
Yeah, make that too.
All right, we'll see what we can do, but yeah, that's just something cool.
They're $70 each.
Well, probably. It costs you an arm and a leg.
On the subject of Pokemon in other games, another thing we just played before we started recording, Super Mario Maker has a Pokemon level.
Yes. So for those who don't know,
I choose you.
I choose you.
For Valentine's Day.
No, not for Valentine's Day. But it's aptly named. It's a level. You start it out and you go through 3 doors. It's set to Super Mario Bros. The OG version, and you choose between Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander.
Really interesting design. You start off in the usual way on the ledge, and then you move across it. They've made the Professor Oak's lab out of sprites using the blocks available.
Yeah.
You go inside, and there's 3 Pokeballs made out of blocks, and then you go through and choose your Pokemon. Once you go through there, you go through the pipe to the next bit. And what was really cool to see is every choice of Pokemon leads you to the next room, which has that type of element in use. So I went to the Squirtle room first, went into the next room, and there was a bunch of ice blocks around. I chose this Charmander one. There was a bunch of the fire, what do you call them, fire sticks? Fire whip thing. Flare rod, that's the one.
Oh, I think that's from Zelda.
Flame rod.
Flame rod,
yeah.
And then you go on the Bulbasaur one, and there's vines. Now let me say, the Bulbasaur one is ridiculously hard compared to the other two. I think it's just the vine grabbing and jumping onto another vine,
so it's
while having piranha plants climb up and down them. It's pretty
quite a simple level. It's like 3 pathways that lead to the same exit. And that's pretty much.
And so you have to you do it 3 times, one of each Pokemon, and you unlock that skin in game for permanent use.
Yes.
So it's one of the many event courses that they've released.
And I think this was something that I was really happy to see with Mario Maker is that commitment to the Pokemon Amiibo implementation, and to see them take it further with the first 3 starter Pokemon to sort of really get in the spirit of the 20th anniversary. It seems like Pokemon is getting its pies in everything Nintendo related.
Well, hang on. They're not doing amiibos for Pokemon, are they?
No, but I mean,
that would be a good idea.
No, but the ones they have done, the Smash amiibos, the Charizard,
Yeah, but
the Pikachu, the
Charmander scored a Bulbasaur amiibo.
Oh, look, I'm
What
not
do
going
you
to
guys reckon about
speculate
that?
on that, but
In a perfect world, there would be an amiibo for every Pokemon, and I would own them. I don't care
An
how
amiibo
I
for
would,
every
I would
Pokemon
get a
is
loan
just
out for those.
we really want that Trubbish amiibo.
I would. If we go back to the first few episodes, we spoke about this once about this new Pokemon toy that they were bringing out, which ended up being the amiibo, which they never actually made Pokemon out of. But there was meant to be these $3 characters that you could use in games somehow. We discussed it very, very lightly.
Well, I mean, there's implementation with the amiibo cards in Pokken Tournament.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
I would like to see a bridge between amiibo cards and Pokemon cards, where there is a possibility.
So no one plays Pokemon cards anymore. Well, like...
Sorry,
I shouldn't say no one. But I mean, like, it wasn't as ubiquitous as it used to be. There's no calls to ban Pokemon cards from the school grounds.
Schools anymore,
they were back in the day.
They still are banned. I'll put it out there. They're still...
I'm sure some
they're
schools...
They're
I'm
so
sure they've
dangerous.
relaxed.
They should be banned.
Yeah. Look, okay, let's kind of close out the Pokemon news. So we've got two more Pokemon stories to talk about because it's so Pokemon heavy this time. We've got the Pokken Tournament controller that we've talked about as being released in Japan only has now been announced to be released in Australia.
Yes.
Which is very exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's just basically like a gamepad type thing, like a Pro Controller almost.
Yeah.
But it's quite longer, I think it is. A bit longer.
Yeah, definitely.
It's sort of like an arcade style
Pad. Yeah.
mix.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's like a traditional fighting.
Oh, it's
style.
not. It's not. Like a half a meter long.
No.
Yeah.
But it's just more traditional.
But the thing is, you can actually only use it in Pokemon Tournament. It's not compatible with any other game. So I'm just like, do I want to lay down like $30-40 for this thing? Like, probably not. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not getting
good
the game on launch day anyway. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me as well, having already had a Pro Controller, and if there really isn't that compatibility with other games,
Yeah.
I just see sort of spending that money towards a Pro Controller,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with you.
I need to get a third one. The
well,
amount of times
I don't
we
even
play
need
Mario
another
Kart.
Pro Controller to really be honest. I mean, with NX, we just don't know what's going to
That's
happen
true.
coming up.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm glad to see it happen for those that want it. And I think it just shows how serious they are about Pokken Tournament. Again, it comes out March 18th, next month.
Yep.
So, with a month to go, I think it's really going to be an important game. And I just want it to be March 18th already.
On a side note, I'm quite excited for NX to come out and Wii U games become bargain bin.
Yeah, that
So
is.
I'm finally going to be able to go
That's not
back
true,
and
though.
get-
Did they...
I went into EB Games
with
today.
the Wii? Did that happen with the
Yes.
Wii for you?
Yes.
What did you get cheap for the Wii? I'm just curious. I'm going to challenge
Well,
this.
as someone who worked at EB Games, Mad World we sold that for $1.
I'm talking
wow.
Nintendo published games.
Nintendo published games.
Nintendo published games don't.
They
They
don't
don't go down.
diminish as much. But I went into EB Games today and picked up myself a couple of the Pokemon starter mugs that are available at EB Games. They're pretty cool. And I was looking through the games, and the Batman Arkham City, or is it Arkham Origins? One of the Batman games was $8
City?
new.
Yeah.
Then the other one was
But
like
you know what I think it is
$18.
that no one plays third-party games on Wii U. So
Yeah.
that's the difference. And also, I think in terms of the Nintendo games, like, I remember Super Mario Galaxy when Wii U came out was still like a year, 2 years later,
Yeah.
$60, and it only just got released on Virtual Console for $23.
I have a situation similar to that, and I know we're going to transition into Twilight Princess HD soon.
Yes,
But I went into EB and saw the Wii version of Twilight Princess for $60 still.
wow,
Yeah, so and that game is coming out again in
Literally
like
in
a
like a
couple,
month.
a couple,
in a couple of months.
couple
Yeah,
of weeks or something. So
That's-
it's like, it's like I feel bad for the person who bought that and then didn't realize HD version was coming.
well, that's my hope, is that the people are educated enough to like understand and not.
Yeah,
buy
but they're
that
not,
game.
I feel like the majority of people who are going to be buying that game now should know.
Yes,
It's going to be mums, confused mums who are going to be the ones to buy it. Yeah.
It's about making sure that information is given.
Yes.
Okay, so the last bit of Pokemon news before we, like I said, go to the Twilight Princess discussion. We now have a new Pokemon.
Oh, we do.
New Year, new Pokemon.
Magiana?
So, Magiana will have a photo up for people on the video feed. But guys, look, what do we think of the design of this Pokemon? What do we think it means for the Pokemon franchise? I think I'll start off. Sure. I think I'll say that first and foremost, look, it doesn't look like my favourite kind of Pokemon. It kind of looks like a Diancie that's not that appealing. And even Diancie didn't really excite me that much.
Diancie mixed with a bit of Klefki, I think.
That's probably a good idea. It's very like a machinist sort of Magiana.
I've stayed away from this. I haven't really looked into it too much. But I think from just the bit I have seen, I believe it's going to be sort of a Diancie. It's going to have a movie. It's going to be an event Pokemon, and then that's it.
It's got a movie with Volcanion.
Yeah, so I mean, do we know anything about it? I was hearing rumors about it being man-made.
Yeah, it's a man-made Pokemon, so
that's classification. Are we also going to assume? Does this mean a Z game's definitely coming out this year? Are we ready to put that bet right now on the podcast? Or
I believe.
I have no idea.
I think we are going to see a Z, whether it's this year or next, but most likely this year for 20th. I don't think Magearna or Volcanion will be in it. Or maybe a Volcanion main story for it, but I don't think Magearna. I think Magearna will be like Diancie. It will come out after the fact. I don't think it's going to be a major part of it.
It's not going to be on the cover.
I think this is.
But how crummy must Volcanion feel to be buried under that code for all these years?
Yeah.
To finally get its own movie and then have this other Pokemon weasel in on its territory.
No, well, maybe that's stealing its thunder.
Maybe they're doing it on purpose. But we'll see. I believe...
So what you're saying, Cam, is like you don't think Magearna, I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be honest, he's not going to be on the cover.
No.
So it'll be Zygarde.
I think it'll be Zygarde.
Because they've still got those other forms of Zygarde.
Yeah, there's still those other forms of Zygarde.
Yeah.
No, I still think Zygarde will be on the cover, but I think Magiana will make an appearance in the game.
I want Dog Zygarde to be on the cover.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
No, I think just regular Zygarde.
No, I think 10% dog.
Mm-hmm.
All
of them at once. Have
one on each corner.
One on each corner.
Or reversible. Here you go, Pokemon, listen up. Reversible cover. One side has standard Zygarde, one side has Dog Zygarde.
What if you buy it digitally?
No.
See, no one buys it. We both buy digitally now. It's him who's just like, oh, I just need my boxes for everything. All right, so look, let's move on to some Twilight Princess news, which I'm sure Chris is very excited about.
Yeah, I am.
Chris, before we do that, though, I just want to talk about what did you think about sort of my reaction playing Triforce Heroes? And
you did play that last.
I did play that last time.
Look, I completely respect it. It's fine, you know. Like it's not.
Is there any way you would try it with 3 people?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would.
Okay.
But as I've said before on the podcast, like playing the dungeons is just part of the experience for me when I play Zelda. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the parts in between. It's the story. It's the whole thing. So it's like it's a very sort of casual experience when you just
they've Mario-fied it. They've removed all that
definitely. So. But yeah, no, absolutely can understand it would be fun. Mm-hmm. Definitely, if you're
if you bought it, we'd play download play.
Yeah.
I won't be buying it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So yes, gamepad features have been shown.
Yes.
For Twilight Princess.
Yep.
And so I think it's kind of what we predicted. It being sort of inventory management.
Yeah, inventory management. A bit of you can transform into the wolf version of Link via a touchscreen button rather than going into like a menu, for example, as you had to do in the other game.
Yes.
Gyroscope aiming, as we all predicted as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it, I think. It's very much like the same as Wind Waker.
Obviously, Amiibo tapping as well.
Yes.
Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So
which wasn't in Wind Waker.
So all Zelda Amiibos are confirmed as being... I think actually all Amiibos are compatible in the way that just items pop up.
No, sorry.
Really?
Adam, I have to correct you there. So the Zelda Amiibos, Link and Toon Link, give Link arrows in-game. Mm-hmm. So if you ever run short of arrows, you just pop it on the gamepad. Boom, you get arrows. Zelda and Sheik restore hearts.
Yep.
Okay, Ganondorf makes it hard mode.
Yep, Ganondorf does double damage for that play session.
Wow.
So until you turn the game off or you game over.
There you go.
Okay. So which is actually crazy because Twilight Princess started off as a very easy Zelda game. You're losing like a quarter of a heart when you get hit and stuff like that. It's so easy. So you scan the Ganondorf amiibo, and then you couple that with Hero Mode, which is the game that's been flipped over and enemies do double damage.
Yes.
And no recovery hearts. Then you've got like a serious hardcore like Zelda experience where like enemies are doing quad damage and all that sort of thing, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm pretty keen to play it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like obviously it's a very exciting thing to see another console, Zelda, released for Wii U. So
even though like it's a little bit on the lower end of the spectrum, it doesn't look as good as Wind Waker HD did.
Or it doesn't look as good as even Skyward Sword, you would say?
No, it's way better than Skyward Sword.
Okay.
Skyward Sword looks like trash now. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
fair
at
enough.
480p and like really, really it's stuck on the Wii, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. But yeah, no, I always wanted to replay Twilight Princess. I started about a year or two ago, and then I kind of had a feeling there was a remake coming. I had my Zelda intuition kicked in.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to stop and wait for the remake, which I did. So I'm happy.
Yeah. So not long till that game comes out. A reminder, it's coming out March 5th.
March 5th, yeah.
So 2 weeks
My
before...
birthday.
Oh, there we go.
No.
Don't lie to the
Sorry.
people, Cam. All right. Well, moving on. Our final piece of news before we delve into what we've been playing. Miitomo pre-registration opens this week.
So you gave me a tease about this, and you refused to give me any information.
Yes. So now I can tell you.
Divulge, please.
So basically, they've now confirmed it's going to launch in March around the world. It's going to have a bit of a staggered release. So Japan's getting it mid-March, while
what is it?
we'll get it in March, but a little bit later. So we can pre-register worldwide on miitomo.com. There's no way to pre-order the application from the App Store, but you can pre-register. So again, that's all I know, I'm afraid, Cam. There's really nothing more I can tell you.
So we don't.
But do you know about Miitomo?
No, that's what I have no
Okay,
idea.
it's
what this is.
basically Nintendo's version of a social network.
Okay.
Okay, so in Japan, a lot of people commute on the train and that sort of thing. People have got their phones or whatever.
They love that app called Line, which is like a messaging app that has a lot of games on it as well.
Right, so
and even Nintendo have announced that they're working with Line.
the idea is that this app interacts with people who have the app around you. And if you're a bit shy or, you know, in Japanese culture, you don't really, people aren't very forward. So it's like, you know, you can interact with them and learn a bit about these people in your day-to-day commute.
Right,
So
okay.
the idea is like the same people would be catching a train and you get to know them through this app.
Yeah.
Right?
Alright.
So that's how it works.
Interesting.
Don't know how popular it's going to be in the Western culture,
Yeah.
but
Not
we'll
very.
see. You know?
Yeah,
I can't
definitely.
see it big, but yeah.
I think we'll all pre-register it and we'll give it a try. So hopefully, good to see what happens with that.
Depending on price, but I assume it'll be
Again, I think the price is going to be sub $10. So
I can't see this being more than a few dollars, to be honest.
no.
Yeah.
Something real quick, just off the top of my head, now
Yes.
that we've seen it. Abe's Odyssey.
Yeah. Well, isn't it
on
Oddworld or something?
Oddworld.
What was it?
I think it's Oddworld is now released for the Australian eShop.
What an interesting title for Nintendo. Like, it's just, I saw it and I was
Don't know.
like, wait, what?
Don't
That's
know why.
Oddworld New and Tasty.
So it's a remake.
No,
reboot.
it's a new Oddworld that was released on other consoles. I'm aware of this.
Okay.
It was released on
Sometime.
PlayStation and Xbox some time ago. But yeah, now it's also making its way to...
Yeah, I remember seeing that on like bus billboards and
Yeah.
stuff like for like the original Xbox.
Back in the day.
Yeah, wow.
It was a big deal back in the day, but I think now it's shown its sort of ages.
Yeah.
A lot of those mascot games, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I think it's still worth a shot. Yeah, okay. I think that's basically all the news we have to...
All the important news, anyway.
all the important news.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of other stuff coming out. But yeah, we keenly await March being, I think, the next big month with Twilight Princess, Pokken Tournament, and Miitomo. So,
And I know it's not in March, but you're talking about Star Fox
Star Fox is
earlier, not on the
Yes.
recording, but in
Yes.
a private conversation.
Yes.
And I want to call it right here on this podcast.
you want to issue a
that
bet
I
right
think
now?
I think that Star Fox is going to be delayed again.
Okay.
What's on the line here?
Why do you think that? Tell the
Well, first off, I think that because
It's a hot mess.
I honestly think.
Are you? You're not sitting at. I'm sorry. You're not sitting at Nintendo. You're not seeing it in.
No,
practice.
but
You
what
can't
I
say
just
that.
have just a hunch, Adam.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm allowed to make a.
Well, when if not,
Don't mess with the
okay.
hunch.
My next question: if not April, when?
I think it's going to be around June, July.
Okay.
June, July.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we going to have like an official bet here? Like, what are we going to
Yeah,
give the
$20.
listeners? $20? Alright, let's shake hands, fellas. Oh,
No,
Steve.
No, I'm not going to do.
No, I'm not going to put money on it.
I'm
Let's
just
not
confident.
encourage money
There's
on
a
that.
bit of banter, you know.
Slap
So
bet. There's a bit of
Slap
banter.
bet.
slight bet, yeah.
Come on.
Well,
Slap
if I
bet.
lose, Adam gets to shave my head.
Keys.
I don't want to shave my beautiful, luscious locks.
No,
But,
my head.
Yeah, but what if
No.
I lose? Okay.
But I just think that the game
just
is
think
in
that.
bad shape and the
Yeah.
controls are terrible in-house Nintendo think that they're kind of worried about it. That's why it was delayed the first time.
Yeah.
I think that they are going to go through more testing and realize that the game is just not fun, and then they're going to have to delay it to fix it.
Fair enough.
Wait and see.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
All right. Well, now let's.
I have. It's
Cam,
not
what have you
news,
been
but
playing?
Basically, look, as I said before, I've been taking some time away from Mario Maker.
Mhm.
The reason being is I've been booting up Mario Kart lately and playing with friends, and it inspired me to start playing online again.
Mm-hmm.
So I started playing. As I've said,
You finally got back on the horse.
yeah, as I've said in old episodes, I was one of the victims of the Mario Kart bug.
Yeah.
I lost all my data. I lost all the trophies I had for every single track that I 3-starred finally.
Yeah.
I lost all the coins I collected, and I lost my 2,400 rating online. And that was a couple hours of playing online, as an understatement. So I put it off for a long time, but I decided that after being quite successful in local multiplayer Mario Kart, that I'd try again. And I went online and I played for a couple hours and I smashed it. I got from 1,000 to 1,500 really quickly, out of probably about, what was that?
I'd say
About 30 races, I didn't come first in 3 of them.
Wow.
And never came last.
Nice.
So I was really successful. And this is against people who have ratings of like 5,000.
Whoa.
So like I was doing pretty well. I managed to I didn't lose any of my the sort of muscle memory in it.
Yeah.
I was power sliding
What sort of
perfectly.
combination do you use when you race?
So I
give some of
use
the listeners the advice.
no. So this is what I use every single time, whether I'm playing online or single player. The only time I change is on 200cc or in battle mode.
Mhm.
So it's Morton. I use the I can't even remember the name of it now. The Formula One looking car.
Yep.
Can't remember the name of it.
Right,
Sorry.
okay.
The Cyber Slick tires.
Yep.
And the Bowser kite.
Yep.
And that's my setup. When I'm doing 200, it's the same car, same tires, same flag, but I use Yoshi.
Mhm.
And for battle, I use.
So Cam,
Bowser.
just explain for the listeners who don't really know the physics of Mario Kart 8 specifically,
Yeah.
why you want to use a heavier character.
So previously in the games, weight played a part in it because the heavier you are, the more speed you can have. But in previous versions of Mario Kart, and I've done this through some deep research trying to find the best character for Mario Kart 8, acceleration used to be much more important in Mario Kart 7 and previously because you spend more time continuing getting to top speed rather than being at your top speed.
Okay.
So in Mario Kart 8, you're more likely and more commonly in top position or at top speed anyway. So it's more important that you have a higher top speed as you will achieve that regardless of your acceleration.
Right, I see what you mean.
So
That's
the
cool.
tracks and the way that all the cars work, you're just going to be driving faster more of the time.
Yeah.
So I went Morton, who at the time was
Interesting.
the heaviest character. I think now it's Dry Bowser, but I haven't really made the switch. I just like Morton's control and handling. I'm used to that now. I have that muscle memory. Again, the only time I changed is in battle in 200. In 200, I like Yoshi because his acceleration is higher than his speed, but his handling is better. So you can get out, you can brake and turn more frequently and easier. Because if you haven't played 200cc, it's a whole
It's
lot.
bonkers.
It is bonkers as Chris has said. But so
Yeah, cool.
basically, I've been playing that, and I think my rating's at about 1,700 now. I haven't played it in the last couple of days, but
But you will.
I will definitely start picking up again.
Can you get back to
the
that 3,000?
the online community is still there. You're never waiting for games. You're not always in a 12-person race, but never less than 9.
Oh, that's
So
good.
it's
That's
good to see.
That was my next question. Like, is
yeah.
it going to be like you waiting for matches? Or
Yeah, no,
what's
like
happening?
it's still like the game
Good.
first came out. It's good to see the inclusion of the newer maps in there.
Yeah.
Is
it still you vote? Still
Yeah, it's the exact same way. Every time Cheeseland comes up, I vote for it just for the off chance.
Oh no!
And I got it once. I got my selection was chosen, and
Everyone
won.
dropped out.
No, I won. I was like, I have to win this. If I don't win this, I'm going to look like such a dick. But luckily, I pwned, as they say.
Nice.
Well, it's good to know that one person on the internet likes Cheeseland because I still am against it.
Everyone hates it. I mean, I hate it, but I love it.
I hate it.
It's a
But
horrible.
if you're good
terrible.
at it, it's like doing something you're good at.
It's my ace in the hole. I know that if that comes up, I have a real good chance of winning.
Yep. That's like me with dried out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know what there's some weird voodoo magic going on there, but I cannot beat you in that.
Awesome. Chris, how about yourself? What have you been playing? I take it you appeared with Aaron. You went to a VGC tournament on
on Sunday we went to Good Games in Cannington and had a bit of... I got back into the community.
Yes.
Because the idea was like, I didn't want to judge the new format of VGC. We've talked about it ad nauseum on the podcast.
Yes.
But I didn't want to judge it too harshly until I actually saw it.
Yes.
So that was my knowledge. Look, I'm still not ready to get back into it, but I've got a bit more respect for the new format now.
What do you respect more about it? Like, what do you?
Well, it's not as completely overpowered as I thought. I mean, you've got the Xerneases and Growlins, Kyogres, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just all legendaries, obviously, because that's you can't have that's illegal.
Yes.
But it's a bit lower than I thought it was going to be, which is nice.
Awesome.
But
Can we see you roll with me and Aaron at the next one and bring a team and compete?
Not at the lower level PC ones, but maybe for regionals.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go, but that's a few months away.
I'm kind of keen. I have not been able to come to one of these yet, so I'm eager to check it out.
It's an experience, let me tell you that. There's a few
interesting characters
around. That's as far as I've put it.
Well, I've looked at some Pokemon to make a team. I haven't looked into it too much just because I was, as I've said previously, against this new format. But I'll take your advice, Chris. I won't judge it too harshly.
I did run into a couple of cool kids down there. They would have been about 12, 10 years old, and they were getting really into battling and stuff, which is really cool to see. Yeah. And I just like struck up a conversation with them, and I said, "Oh, look, guys, like, how long have you been playing Pokemon for?" And they just said like, "Oh, quite a few years." Blah blah blah. I was like, I was trying to get out like, what's the first game you played? And it turns out their first game was Black and White.
Oh wow!
Oh, interesting. That's
so interesting,
wow.
though.
Yeah. So how interesting is that?
Did you say? I played Pokemon Blue when I was your age.
I spat on their feet and walked away. No. I just said like, look, like I've been playing since the 90s, sort of thing, and tried to explain to them, and they seemed interested, but also like, who's this guy?
Mummy, who's this old fart?
Yeah.
Stranger danger, stranger danger.
No, but it was a really cool experience and very like eye opening. It's good to see kids still play Pokemon.
Definitely.
Man, Black White, what a revelation.
It was good. Adam, what are you going to do?
I prefer X and Y. What I've been up to, I'll just throw that barb there.
The oak tree back with the shade.
What I've been playing is so I downloaded Smash Bros, played Smash Bros, absolutely loved Corrin. I'm ready to say right now, I think Corrin might be replacing Yoshi as my most used character.
Whoa!
Yeah, I really
the blue
like
Yoshi.
Corrin. Yeah, I love Yoshi. Yoshi will always hold a special place in my heart in Mario Kart, but I think in Smash it's time to move on.
Wow.
But we'll see how we go. I think it might be a honeymoon period with Corrin, and I'll just see.
After they nerf him, like, oh,
go
back to Yoshi.
No more patches, man. Last update. Yeah. Last
no more patches. They might do a patch if Corrin's still overpowered. You never know.
Yeah.
There might be balance patches. This is the last DLC, though.
Yeah, they haven't said any like patches.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I also played that Super Mario Maker level that I really liked. The I Choose You one. And I bought Street Fighter today. So
I was about to say, let's take a step from main Nintendo titles for a second.
Yes.
What's the most recent game that you've played that isn't a Nintendo exclusive title?
Well, I downloaded Street Fighter today. It still is finishing up. It's patch. Those day one patches are real. But the game I've been playing a lot is Star Wars Battlefront on Xbox and PlayStation.
You got it on both?
I will be. So I had the EA Access trial for it on Xbox, and I bought it on PlayStation. Okay. I still have not played it on PlayStation. I have a few friends that want to play it, but I just haven't had the time to coordinate, whereas I've coordinated with my friends in America playing the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I will be getting the Xbox One, though, at $50. So I think it'll be the first game that I bought both versions of. But I think I kind of regret buying the PlayStation one. But yeah, it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. It's just a fun game to shoot, just be in that universe and just shoot some stormtroopers with people. And I'm really looking forward to playing Street Fighter as well. I'm a massive fighting game fan.
I want to check that out. I've got to come by and play it with you because I had Street Fighter on the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic game, and
I think I'm a late sort of developer with Street Fighter. I never owned it on PlayStation or Xbox, but with the renaissance on PS2 or OG Xbox, but with the renaissance on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I tried it. Super Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 on PlayStation 3 was really hooked.
Yeah.
Really like the mechanics. Capcom know how to make a great fighter game.
we'll
love
ignore
Marvel
the
versus
3DS
Capcom.
version as well.
Yeah, I actually didn't hate the 3DS version.
I hated it.
What did you not like about it?
Look, I don't remember too much of it now because I've blocked it out. But I remember it just being really clunky. It was very hard to control. The story mode was really lacking.
Mhm.
I remember it was just like, you go in, you fight, and then that was the end of it. There was no sort of like, hey, you can continue on and fight the boss. I just remember it being not a very well put together game.
Yeah.
And the graphics was weird.
Well, I have heard some criticism, but I'll talk more of this in depth a little bit next week. But I have heard some criticisms with with Street Fighter 5 in that the online modes there isn't a lot of content, and that a lot of the content requires you to be online. So I am interested to see how that develops and report more on that. But yeah, I just can't wait to play it. And that's kind of the main thing. I haven't touched Zelda since 2 weeks ago,
Nice.
but I did play Triforce Heroes. So again. Back
Did
in
you
my
even
mind,
start Ocarina of Time?
I did. I told you I did start Ocarina of Time, but I just haven't left the first area.
Oh wow,
that.
you did. Yeah, that's a big commitment.
That's
Did
why
you
that's
turn
as
it
far as
on?
I've gone.
I did.
Turn on, take a drink
I
of
played
water,
for a
and
solid hour on that,
Sure.
and I said I would continue with it. So I will continue with it and have more to talk about
What
next
about
week.
you, Chris? Have you playing
next time.
any non-Nintendo stuff? I guess without internet, you're probably a bit more
playing
lacking
any
in your
non-Nintendo
choice.
stuff. Well, I don't own any non-Nintendo consoles. It's a bit hard to play non-Nintendo stuff, but I have been playing Minish Cap, which is a Game Boy Advance Zelda game that was released in 2003.
And it's available on
Virtual
Virtual
It
Console.
is, yes. I'm playing on my Game Boy Micro. But
Yeah.
it's
Nice.
interesting. It's actually developed by Capcom,
Yeah.
so it's not developed by Nintendo in-house. So it's really, really.
Do you feel like a lot of the Capcom sensibilities are applied in Minish Cap in terms?
I'm not sure, Adam.
Yeah.
It's a very weird. It's a different Zelda game.
Mhm.
It's still got the same tropes, and you collect these items and get an item from the dungeon, and save Zelda or whatever. But it is very different. So I encourage anyone who hasn't played it and is interested.
Zelda's the one with the green hat.
Yeah, Zelda's the one with the green hat.
Yeah. Stop hitting me, Chris!
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what your ranking is on some of these handheld Zeldas versus the console ones, because I do feel like you probably prefer some of those.
There's a top 8.
There's
Zelda
a top 8
games for you.
probably in there, I think.
Sure,
but
we can
maybe
do
we'll
one
see
if you
about that.
want, yeah.
But obviously we can't comment on that. I think
Yeah.
it just might have to be Chris's top
Yeah,
8.
no, absolutely.
Well, I just want to touch quickly upon some of the non-Nintendo stuff I've been playing.
Sure.
And some of the stuff I'm excited for. Far Cry Primal comes out very soon. I'm very excited for that. I know some people don't care about the Far Cry series, but I'm a late bloomer for it. And I love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this one.
Have
I
you
hope it
finished
looks
4
good.
and 3?
I haven't played 3. I've finished 4. I
Okay.
accidentally finished 4. I was going around 100%ing it. I'd collected every single chest and every single mask, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I did a mission, and without giving spoilers way too much, screw it. It's been out for long enough. If you don't know,
been out for a
you're
while.
not going to play it. I accidentally killed Pagan Min. Well, rather, I let him live. I saw a spoiler that if you let him live and he takes you outside, you can shoot him down in a helicopter. So I did that, but the rocket launcher I used took so long for the rocket to hit the helicopter that the credits started rolling. So I don't know if I hit him or not. So basically, I passed the game before I finished getting his fortress, because I assumed you would capture his fortress before you kill him, which wasn't the case. So that kind of put me off. So I probably have about 13% left of the game for me to do, but I haven't picked it up. Anyway, going on to the game I wanted to speak about. This game is a little more adult-oriented, so kiddies, if you're listening, block your ears for a little bit. It's a mobile game.
Okay.
It's called Weed Firm. It's one of those Farmville, plant this, wait for this to grow, sell this to this,
But you
buy
just plant
this.
weed.
But it's basically just weed. Now, I'm not a smoker by any means, but it was just a quick, fun little game. It's just one of those sort of grinding games, but I got it because it was I think it was like number 1 or 2 on the top grossing list at the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just check out the top games every now and then, and I played it. And,
for?
I probably played it for 4 or 5 days.
Straight?
Not yeah.
Were you like super hungry?
No,
Doritos.
just
Yeah, the
just
munchies.
just in the background while I was watching TV and stuff. those games usually you have to put a bit of money in to get anywhere quickly. But I,
Pay to win.
whether by chance or if I'm just an expert marijuana cultivator, I managed to just make lots of money and pass the game really quickly. I actually passed it, which is not a common thing to do for those farm.
Maybe it's just a bad game.
Things. No, it's like number 2 on the most popular games.
Again, popular doesn't necessarily mean good, especially with the
either
App
way.
Store
I just wanted to give it a shout out
games.
because it was an entertaining game for the amount of time it was. It had lots of little sub features. Each level you go into, it unlocks something new. There's like, buy this couch, that'll increase the amount of people who come by and visit. Buy this shotgun, and you can defend yourself against the local gangsters.
Jeez, okay.
You can buy cheerleaders' panties, which allows you to bribe the officer who keeps coming in to raid your stash. Lots of little funny stuff like that. No, by no means a serious game. It was just a fun little laugh, as CM Burns would say. Are you? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was, hope
I'm
you
not
enjoyed
so much
the
offended, but look, it doesn't seem like my type of game.
Oh, by no means is this
I
everyone's
think
cup of
the
tea.
grindiest game I'll go is with his Hearthstone, which I still play on a regular basis.
I just wanted to give it a shout out. It was an unexpected amount of fun. I think I'm probably one of the more prevalent mobile gamers, other than Hearthstone, however you pronounce it.
You're going to say other than her and then point to Adam.
No, I play a lot
Other
of
than Hearthstone,
my iPhone is quite full of games. I cycle through them quite frequently. A tip to any iPhone user as well: check out the App Store and look at the app of the week. You get a free game that's usually a paid game. It's not always a game though. There are sometimes it's like photo apps and stuff like that.
Application.
Yeah, and also check out most popular, because everything that's 10 and above are usually pretty good. That's where I found Jetpack Joyride, which I've had for like over 2 years on my phone now.
It's a fabulous game from a great developer, great Australian developer in Halfbricks. So.
Yeah, I really like all their stuff actually.
Yeah, Fruit Ninja is another one.
Tetris I've had for a very long time. Monkey Balloons, Tower Defense, heaps of those old games that have transferred across from the old Flash Games Online. But yeah, thought I'd give them a shout out because mobile gaming is taking over. Look, as always, like, subscribe, share, comment, tell your friends, visit the website www.redcoin.net.
Give us a phone call.
Call us. My number is 040.
No, guys, review us on iTunes would be really great as well. We take any reviews seriously. We might read some on the show as well. I think I actually saw a few come in, so I'd be keen to read them on the show.
Don't forget iTunes and YouTube. We got to start subscribing to those. Everyone's been very happy and helpful on the Facebook page. We got to start transferring those likes over into YouTube and iTunes, because that means we get a greater audience, which means we can put out more stuff more frequently.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Cool.
All right, Chris, is there anything you wanted to add before we sign off?
No, my first episode in a few weeks, and I feel like I did a good job.
Great to have you back.
Good to have
and
you
as always, we do miss Aaron as well. Aaron,
love you, man.
We hope to see you on next time.
Where is Aaron?
He's getting his leg removed.
No, he's out there in the. He's
out
working.
In country.
He's working in our midst.
Look, he works hard for the money, right? So hard for the money.
Yeah, he does very hard. I mean, especially if he's paying for that operation. He does.
All right, thank you very much, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.
Bye, Reddies.